Boat driver. No wake zone. Throttle. Woo! Oh, we are going quickly.
Good morning, everybody. It's Allan here at my other office. It's where I work on the boat. As some of you may know, I am a boat captain for 20 some odd years, almost 30, I guess now. But that's not what today's story is about. Today is about staking your crypto and running a node. And the big question that I've always had with myself in the beginning of staking and running nodes was, well, how does the money work? Well, it's still the number one question that I receive from almost everybody. Because the question out there always is, hey, wait a minute now. If I'm making money, that means I'm taking money from someone else. Correct? That's how the world works. Well, sort of. And that's what this is about. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of what staking is necessarily or what a node is actually. I'm going to really kind of dust over the top of this thing because it's a very deep subject, and all these crypto companies do it not completely different, but many of them run different software and different programs. So I'm going to try and keep this simple. How I would have liked to have heard it, when I first started out. Basically, it goes like this. If you own a token, and let's not even get into why a token's created. That's going to be another video. But you own a token, and I'm going to call this one Divi, because my people out there in the Divi world know who those people are, and that's DiviProject.org. Amazing people, a great project, and I love it. So I'm going to kind of refer to that, but in general, I'm talking about staking with altcoins. Staking is like holding almost a share. You're holding the token, but you're holding a share in a company, the way we used to look at companies. And that share can be staked or committed to a platform to where the company of Divi can say, okay, this has solidified our network because these people have put I'm going to just use 100 Divi tokens on our network being staked. You can do this now on your phone, you can do it on your laptop, and I really see the future of this for passive income. It's going to explode. A percentage of 401ks and everything. But I really got to stay on the subject here. How does it make money, and how does it not take money from someone else? Okay. You're staking these tokens. It's creating, let's say it creates 10 tokens a second. No, that's terrible. Let's say every 10 minutes, it produces 1,000 tokens, okay? And it gets rewarded to everyone who is staking their coins. Almost like a stock dividend, similar, okay? But only it happens more rapid. This is a software program, and it happens automatically. It's not like somebody says, well, these people get this many, and these people get this many, and it's not determined by a human being. It's determined by the predicated protocol. Now I'm really making it complicated. That was built into the white paper and the building of the crypto to begin with. All that to say that it pays out in certain increments of time. Okay. Many of them are 10 seconds or 20 seconds or every 5 minutes or every 10 days or every 10 minutes. They all have different payout periods. Okay. What are they paying out? They're paying more Divi tokens. Okay, so when you stake something, this network is crushing this computer data to figure out who owned the other coins and keeping track of all the coins, and whatever data wants to be used on the Divi network. In other words, it could be a banking system. It could be somebody who just wants relief from all that effort of starting their own blockchain or their own system. They hire Divi and they say, okay, Divi says, we'll crush all these computations for you so that you don't have to build that system. Okay, that's where you come in. If you're the person staking, you're getting rewards for that. And they're tiny. You might get 100 Divi, which are 5 cents right now. That's not a lot of money, right? But over time they accumulate. Okay? And that's a basic level of what staking is. Staking decides what goes into the block. I'm generalizing here big time, but it's what's being created in the block itself is the person who is staking the coin. Then there's a guy, the other side of the equation, who is a validator. And essentially all he's doing is validating that all the transactions in this block of time, like we said, it could have been 10 seconds, could have been 10 days. The validator nodes, that's where the nodes come in. The nodes simply, they evaluate what's been staked over that period of time, and it drops, if you will, a gavel and says, at this time, this second in time, boom, that block is created. And all transactions in that block can no longer be adjusted or changed in the next 10-second or 10-day segment of the new staking equation or a problem, right? I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that well. It took me a long time to figure out that part of staking and running a node. Now, the question today is, how does somebody get paid for that? Well, there's rewards, and you receive a reward for solidifying and strengthening this amazing market that goes, you're hoping globally all the way around the world, and to connect to everybody's phones and everybody's laptops who is also staking brings strength, structure, and as you can imagine, all these computers are now software connected, a massive computing network of strength. Okay? To get rewarded with that, they're giving you Divi tokens. And people say, oh, well, Divi tokens were just created out of thin air. Essentially, that's correct. When they wrote the white paper, they said, we're going to give this many per the node, bringing the gavel down and saying every time there's a node closed, here's the payout. Here's the payout. Every 15 seconds, like we talked about, or every 10 minutes in Bitcoin's case. Okay, when you receive your tokens, you say, well, what good are they? Well, you paid maybe a penny for them, and you have 100 of them, okay? So you paid $1, right? Well, maybe they're 5 cents now. Wow, okay. All right, well, now I have $5, or 5 times the money in which you put into it. All right. So well, how do I get my tokens out? How do I turn my tokens into money? Well, that's where the exchanges come in, or better yet, this is going to kind of confuse a lot of people, but peer-to-peer trading is even a better way. But if you can sell your token, you can sell your token on many exchanges. KuCoin, I believe, is one of the ones that Divi is on. But you put your token on the exchange and people will pay you dollars for those tokens that you've earned every segment of the blockchain being closed. So now maybe you have 1,000 of these, and maybe they're, 5 or 10 cents each. And you say, well, okay, I want to sell these on this market. Why would I sell them? Because they're not worth that much money. That's exactly it. That's the answer to this question. It's called movement of money. Liquidity. In economics terms, that's a liquidity term. How do we create liquidity? Well, the people that bought the token at a tenth of a penny or even a penny, and it goes up to $1, they've made maybe 1,000% or 100% on their money. Well, everybody has a price, right? Everybody, that's the liquidity of it. When you have so many tokens, there's two ways liquidity happens. You've either got millions of tokens and they're worth $400,000 or $500,000, let's say, or the token goes up so much that you're like, well, I've got this thing's making $10,000 a month in new tokens. If I sell them on the exchange, well, a lot of people could use $10,000 a month, right? So everybody has their price. To some person, it's like, I don't need the 10,000. I just want to accumulate more tokens, right? So liquidity is created two ways. Either you have a bunch of tokens and you have a desire to sell them. You may have a need. You may want to upgrade the size of your house. You may want to buy, in this instance, a boat. You have, life comes before you, and the next thing you know, you have maybe a friend who needs a loan or somebody needs some money. So you're not forced, you choose to sell your tokens. Their liquidity depends upon, do people want to use that particular platform? Are there other stakers who would like to stake the Divi token? In Divi's case, there's almost more demand to obtain the tokens than there is to sell them. Well, I shouldn't say almost, there's a lot more buy pressure and hold. Why? Because they now have a new Divi wallet on the phone that actually, I believe it's called the Vault. And the Vault, actually, it doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 Divi, you can make more Divi 24 hours a day just by staking it on your phone. Okay. This is where money is going, in my opinion. This is where income is going to come from virtually everybody in the planet should be able to do this, right? If you have a cell phone or if you have a laptop, you can generate money, okay? So that's how money is made. So let me briefly go over that real quick one more time. You're getting rewarded for your efforts. This is why it's not a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme would be, there's nothing created. Well, when you stake something, you're creating something. That data is being calculated and crushing an equation. Like I said, in some cases, every 10 or 15 seconds, that block is created by your data usage, by your network affiliation. Is the calculator creating this? Well, every time that's created, somebody is paying for the use of that creation that you created. In other words, the data that you crunched has value, okay? And that value is being returned to you in the form of a Divi token. And that Divi token can be sold in many markets, and that's how you would get the money back out of your token. So is it true they are created out of thin air? Yes, it is created out of thin air. But almost everything's created out of thin air. But we determine that they have value. Why do they have value? Because somebody wants them. I think they're very valuable because they're earning me money while I sleep. This thing, I run a Divi node, and it produces, my node produces like 500 Divi every day. Yeah. 15,000 Divi a month. And, you know, at today's prices, sure, that might only be $750 every month. But what happens when it's $1? And it's going there. And you say, well, it might not. Well, that's true, it might not. But why would all the tens of thousands of people that run these nodes and earning more and more tokens over time, why would they all wake up out of bed one day and everybody sell them? It's not likely, right? That's kind of like everybody waking up out of bed tomorrow and saying, everyone who owns a Corvette saying, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this car. I'm just going to go ahead. It doesn't give me any joy. It doesn't give me any fulfillment. It's a depreciating asset. I'm just going to sell my Corvette today. What's the likelihood of everybody owning a Corvette getting rid of their Corvettes? No, it's not the way it works. People see value in certain things, and people love returns on their money. Who doesn't want a return on their money? And the neat thing about projects like Divi is it doesn't take a millionaire to buy in and run a node or stake coins. You can do it with dollars a week. It's something you should look into. But I'm answering the question of liquidity and how do I get my money out of my tokens. And people think that's such a magical process. And hopefully I explained that. I know I went down a little couple of rabbit holes there, but I hope you got the basic point of you're providing a service. Your service is being rewarded with not a dollar bill, with a token, which can be sold to other people that see the value of that token and see the value of mailbox money, if you will, or 24-hour payments. People see the value in that. They're like, I want that. I want a coin that pays me every day and then I never have to sell it and it potentially only goes up over time. Why wouldn't you want that, right? So it creates its own value. And the network, the larger the network, the bigger the payout, the more demand it is, the more liquidity, the more people want to sell it. Because everybody has a price, right? Like if somebody came to me and said, oh, Allan, I want to pay you $5 million for all your tokens. I mean, hello? Yeah, here's my phone number, right? So everybody has a price that they would get out at. But that price might not be someone else's price. I hope I explained that well. I'm going to do many more of these. And one of the ones I'm going to do is actually what staking is and what it means to the company of Divi. And those videos are going to be coming up. And hope you like my green screen behind me. No, this is my other office. And Brent and I will do some videos from here as well. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too lengthy. And look us up on YouTube and many videos to come. And my son and I are having such a blast doing them. I hope you appreciate them. And we're learning. The more you teach, the more you learn, right? And we're learning so much about crypto, and we're really enjoying the space. And come along for the ride with us. I hope you do. All right. Have a great day.